New Mexico State Aggies 13-3 overall, 1-0 in the WAC after a 97-60 win at Chicago State on January 6th. Their head coach is Chris Jans in his first season at the helm. Here are his starting five. A.J. Harris, City and Deer, Zach Lofton, Jamario Jones, and Jonathan Wilkins.
Yeah, we're going to keep our eyes on number 10, Jamario Jones. He's not a real tall player, but he is savage. Let me just give you some of his ranks. 11th in the nation in rebounds, 10th in total rebounds, 10th in offensive rebounds, and 9th in double-doubles. He is the first player in the WAC conference in 5 years to post a triple-double.
Jans, the former associate head coach at Wichita State and head coach at Bowling Green for 2 seasons. Associate head coach Lou Gadino, David Anwar, and Jeff Myatt are the assistant coaches. The Aggies again 13-3 overall, coming in to take on Grand Canyon University. This has developed into quite the rivalry between the Aggies and the Lopes. Time now to introduce you to GCU.
Lope fans, are you ready?
Dan Marley starting five. Casey Benson, Josh Braun, Oscar Freyer, Alessandro Labor, and Keontae Vernon.
Yeah, we're going to keep our eye on the fifth-year senior Casey Benson. You heard of the one-arm man and the fugitive? Well, he's one arm, one leg right now, really banged up. But this is the last biggest non-postseason game of his college career, and he needs to pick it up on the offensive end. Lopes need him to go between 12 and 15 points tonight, limit those turnovers, and get the team into their offense.
11-5, the Lopes 1-0 in the Western Athletic Conference, 73-56 win at Seattle on January 6th. Dan Marley in his 5th season, the associate head coach is Todd Lee. The assistant coaches are Chris Cremolone and TJ Benson. Director of basketball operations is Luke Dalla Riva. The special assistant to the head coach is Brendan Sabian, and the graduate assistant is Johnny Hill. Lopes and the Aggies splitting their 4 games the last 2 seasons. The home team coming out on top each time. Another packed house, sold out, standing room only here at GCU Arena. Time now for Scott Williams, your 3 keys.
Well, border battle, and I'm not talking about the Arizona-New Mexico border. I'm talking about win the rebound battle. Got to get on the glass. They got some savage players. You talked about Jones. They really get on the offensive board. Got to limit to 1 shot and done. Then you got to pass the rock. And I'm talking about Benson, Carr, and Braun right now. Make the extra pass to one another to get clean looks at that basket and punch bowl. This is a rivalry game. I'm not talking about punching anybody in the mouth. I'm talking about being the aggressive team that makes something happen to keep this crowd, which is absolutely unglued, into this game. Feed off that energy, ride it for 40 minutes, and let the chips fall where they may.
This crowd's ready for opening tip. We'll see how the Lopes and Aggies respond. The officials are David Hall, Michael Irving, and Eric Anderson.
Josh Braun, he looks hyped tonight. He's feeling this energy from this crowd.
Said he's ready to go during the opening warm-up. Oscar Freyer, Alessandro Labor. Called upon in the low post. Crowd, Lopes fans will remain on their feet till the Lopes hit their opening bucket. We are underway in Phoenix. The Lopes win the opening tip. Vernon hands it over to Casey Benson, moves to his left. Guarded there by A.J. Harris. Braun beyond the arc. Designed there by Endear. Up high, Vernon. Oh, he can't put it home.
The pass was a little late getting to Vernon, so he couldn't quite keep it over the rim. Tried to throw it up from beneath the rim. Just caught the underside.
Lofton gave it over to Harris. Harris back beyond the backing in, turning on Vernon, not there, and Jones misses.
Nice job by Labor with the box out.
Havitz letting them know it was an air ball. Frayer to his right. Benson inside. Labor. Labor trying to turn towards the bucket. Muscle his way. Turns to his left. Short. Rebound picked up by the Aggies. Jones over to Lofton. Look out. Off the rim. Big rebound. Vernon goes up for it. What?
They whistle. Keontae Vernon coming over the back, but I thought the both players went up side by side. Take one more look at it here. High rebound. Both players battling for position underneath here. Did Keontae Vernon's right arm elbow come out and push a little bit in the back? Possibly, but early in the game, I'd like to let him play a little bit.
Definitely a key. Keontae Vernon has to stay out of foul trouble. Wilkins, long distance and in.
Yeah,
Aggies on top.
Tall player, much like Labor and Blumbergs, that can really stroke that ball from the outside.
Benson to his right. Braun comes out. To his left to Frayer. Eyed by Lofton. Labor. Careful. Frayer hands off. Drives. Up and in. Oh, it doesn't drop. Lofton pulled it down.
He was looking for some contact there. That ball somehow slipped off the front of the rim.
Lofton, the graduate transfer from Texas Southern. Oh, nice feed inside to Jones.
That's pretty basketball. You got to give credit where credit is due. That's the old give and go. I give it to you. I'll cut to the basket. You give it back to me.
Labor bounce pass. Taking time and space away. Harris doing a good job on Benson. Benson back to Labor. Takes it back. Benson drives. Dishes back to Vernon. Braun pulls down. Now he looks for three. And in! Look, fans can take a seat.
And that's a nice job. That's that extra pass we're talking about. Keontae Vernon, who has the ability to make the 16-foot jumper, gave it to a better outside shooter behind the arc.
Harris right at the free throw line. Drains it.
Oh, he used that high pick nicely. They call that the drag screen. Likes to come back from the right side to the left. Little stop and pop.
Redshirt sophomore from Dayton, Ohio, A.J. Harris.
That's a Benson special right there. A lefty that loves to drive right, gets the body contact, draws the foul. Look at this one more time. You get the double team comes, and then Lofton cuts straight to the basket. And then I love this one by here. Keontae Vernon takes the shot, the extra pass. Josh Braun with the escape dribble knocks down the three.
Bounce pass, Braun takes it from Benson. Cuts back to Labor. Labor goes to the hoop and puts it in off the glass.
What a move by the young big.
Harris to his right in the corner. Back out. Jonathan Wilkins leaves it for Zach Lofton. Averaging close to 19 points per game. Endear works around the screen, but Frayer got a hand on it. Labor got his pocket picked out of bounds.
Well, that was a great job by Frayer, getting his hands up, getting that deflection. That's what caused that turnover. Staying high with the passing lanes, getting those deflections will be huge.
Aggies lead is 2 early on, opening half. Benson moves to his left, back over to Frayer, beyond the arc. Looks right, left, goes back right. Braun looking for some help. Coming out was Eli Chua. Benson leaves it for Braun. 7 on the shot clock. Pulls back down, looks for the hoop. Short, rebound, loose ball. Picked up by the Aggies, Zach Lofton. St. Paul, Minnesota native. Oh my. Interesting ball handling. Foul committed.
Well, I think Lofton might have got away with a traveling call there. The ball kind of got away from him up over his shoulder, and then he attacks the big, just gets Oscar Freire up off his feet. He could have called that one easily on either Freire or Labors underneath. But I like the way this kid Lofton is constant energy. Either he's dribbling the ball to the basket or he's moving without it, trying to go to the rack.
Labor picks up his first. Lofton connects on the front end. New Mexico State with 5 early rebounds to the Lopes 1. Rebounding critical.
After this made free throw, you have a full court press here, at least showing a full court press by the Aggies. Trying to deny Benson the basketball.
Batson brings it up.
Oh, barely got it over before the violation.
Coach Jans giving the official an earful. Freire beyond the arc. Bounce pass inside to Vernon. Vernon picks it up off the floor. Drives to the hoop. Left-handed in.
What a sweet move by Vernon. He almost was going to settle for the shot and realize my strength and my power comes when I take these broad shoulders to the rack.
Buchanan inside. Lofton off the glass. Doesn't go. Had the open look. Beautiful feed by the Aggies. Driving Endear.
I think they got a charge on Endear. I think Keontae Vernon stepped in that driving lane and gave his body up for his teammate and takes that blow to the floor. Maybe a little bit of an acting job there, but he sold it to the official. Lopes ball.
Time on the floor, 9-7, New Mexico State on top, 15:32 to go. It used to be. Madhouse on McDowell. Lundberg's in the game, brings it on the run, down low. That was a rifle pass from about 3 feet.
I thought Blumberg was going to try to take that thing to the rack. He's got the ability to go coast to coast with it.
That's in the inbound, down by 2, GCU. And Deere reaches in, draws the foul. That's his second, the City.
And I like what we're seeing from Josh Braun right now. He's being really aggressive, whether it's the outside shot or taking the ball to the hole, trying to draw those fouls. It would be wonderful to see Josh Braun, the preseason WAC Player of the Year, go for 20-plus tonight.
That's it, inbound, oh my. Keon Jones gets called. Here's all over Josh Braun. Definitely a game plan going in.
Yeah, they don't want to let him get off, that's for sure. Holding, strapping, clawing. Hey, you don't expect anything less than a rivalry game.
Lundberg, some Vernon underneath, goes left hand, not there. Braun was there.
They got Braun over the back.
Yeah.
Yeah, he got a little body contact. He got a lot of the ball up top, but that big body underneath is what the officials whistled him for. But I like that fact they're trying to compete on the glass.
Mario Jones into Keon Jones. Buchanan motioning the Aggies to get up the court. Sean Buchanan, the sophomore from Durant, Mississippi. Jones. Back down low, Buchanan. Coming out, poked out by Vernon. Buchanan's going to pick it up, 7 on the shot clock. Crossing center court, 5, 4. Lofton driving, stopping, popping. Oh my!
I don't know if you can play defense any better than what the Lopes just did right there. Oscar Freire got a hand in his face and he still knocked it down.
Batson drives, a foul committed. I don't know if they got Lofton there or not. Yes, they did.
Look at Lofton one more time, and Oscar Freire's right with him. Here's a nice move, gets a little shoulder into the body of Freire, creates just enough space to be able to elevate and knock down the mid-range J. And then on the other end, Casey Benson. Twice now going to with his right hand, has got into the defenders himself and got some contact.
Jared Martin in the game.
Coach Marley going to his bench. Now they were big up in Seattle with 23 points. Generally the bench plays better at home, but in a rivalry game you got to wonder where their emotions are. Shaq Carr, Jared Martin, Lundberg's when he comes in. They all got to settle themselves down, get into the flow quickly, and provide a punch off that bench.
Buchanan crossing center court, cuts back to his left, now to his right. That's an eye in him, back out. Keon Jones dishes back out to Lofton. Lofton beyond. Is on fire early.
Yeah, Coach Marley does not want to see him go for 30 points tonight like he did at Colorado State.
5-point lead by the Aggies. They led from the opening tip. Benson looks for three. Off the mark. Rebound pulled down by Lofton. Lofton brings it up. Floats it up high, looking for McCants. Out of bounds.
In the ball game for the Lopes, number 0 is Shaq Carr.
That was a high degree of difficulty pass. They haven't got it, and Jared Martin kind of came off of rotating all the way back with the far defender because he's so worried about Lofton's ability to knock down the outside shot. There was a quick, brief opening, but just not what Aggies wanted from their bench with a 5-point lead in the ball. Wanted to see them make sure they got a clean look.
Matt Jackson in for Keontae Vernon. Shaq Carr in the game for Casey Benson. Jackson up high to Blumberg's off the glass, and a nice pass from Matt Jackson.
Nice pass and a beautiful cut that time by the young rookie.
Buchanan back to his right. Lofton. Swarmed by Blumbergs and Martin. Pulls back, looks for three. Oh, goodness gracious.
He has got it going. He is at that slow cooker. He has turned the heat up on that thing to high, and he is knocking them down from all over the place. Jared Martin is the Lopes' best defender.
10 for Lofton. Martin. Bounce pass, careful. Jackson finds Carr. Carr cuts back. Drives to the hoop. Shaq Carr with the charge.
Yeah, over-penetrated, and the Aggie defender stepped in that lane and took that charge. He wants to try to kick the ball back out to the outside. Big rotates over outside that restricted area, took that blow.
Johnny McCants, 6'7", redshirt freshman from Las Cruces to inbound.
A lot of time left in this one, obviously, and only a 6-point disadvantage, but it feels like the Lopes need a stop on this one. They got to try to figure out a way to slow down Zach Lofton.
Harris. Bounce pass from Keon Jones, turning to the bucket and stripped of the ball was Chua. Fifi Adu. Back to Blumbergs, pulls down. Reach in there. Keon Jones.
The ability at 6'10" to put the ball down on the basket, on the floor rather, and try to drive the ball to the basket is absolutely huge for Blumberg. And that's the aggressiveness that Coach Marley would like to see from him, because he's got a lot of talent, but he's not always as aggressive as Coach Marley would like him to be.
Check that was Chua's personal foul. Lofton checks out. Fifi too heavy on the three-point attempt. Mario Jones bringing it up for the Aggies. Back over to Harris. Harris moves to his left. Martin comes out. Blumbergs comes back. Now on McCants. Keon Jones. Looking to move. Jackson comes out. Leaves it there for Chua. Chua over to Harris. Harris looking inside. Trying to move on Jackson. Finds a seam. Left hand. Beautiful move to the bucket.
That was an aggressive, strong move to the basket. I think Coach Jans is loving what he's seeing out of his team on the offensive and defensive end right now.
Martin inside. Jackson. Jackson turns to the bucket. Floater. Not there. Lopes getting cold.
Yeah, and too many one and dones. You're not seeing anybody getting their hand on that ball on the offensive glass anymore.
10-1, the margin and rebounding to the Aggies. Off the glass and in for Jamario Jones. Timeout on the floor. Marley has seen enough. 7-0 run for the Aggies. Timeout on the floor. 11:30 to go. Opening half. The lead is now 10 for New Mexico State. We'll take this timeout and be back with more. It's a whiteout night, and the Aggies have come to play. Yes, once again the noise is deafening. Standing room only on the upper deck here at GCU Arena.
Yeah, I mean, this place is definitely what Kate is experiencing when she's right next to those students. I actually went up to the upper deck tonight, found a couple, a family of four, and brought them down to the second row behind the bench. They were so grateful to come down here and check out the action, but it's the whiteout right now that the Aggies have been white hot, and the Lopes have been ice cold. Aggies 8 of 11 from the field, shooting 73% to get this thing started tonight. Meanwhile, the Lopes only 4 of 12.
Lopes looking for their first bucket in the last 2 minutes, 14 and counting. Carr to Laver, open look, wants three. Rebounding, margined heavily in favor of the Aggies, and once again bringing it down. Keon Jones to his left, near side, back out from Wilkins to Harris. Mario Jones, baseline, off of Martin, he picks it off.
Yeah, they need to get something to the basket here. Not to get fouled. They're shooting one-on-one the rest of the half. They got to take advantage of that.
Laver looks for Fifi, the handoff. Long three, good for Fifi Aggie, and that was a much-needed bucket.
Forget what I was saying about taking it to the rack. Let a dude come off the bench and fire a three.
From the NBA distance. Mario Jones lays it in nicely to McCants. McCants turning towards the bucket. Vernon on him, trying to muscle his way. Mario Jones there to pick up the loose ball and put it away.
Yeah, he's an offensive rebounder. He's only a 10th in the country at getting offensive rebounds. You got to know where he's at and box him out.
My goodness, 8 for Jamario Jones. Rebound. Fifi pokes it up off the floor. Too heavy. Pushed back out.
Look at this, one more time. Ball goes up, nobody puts a body on Jones. He's free to run right to the front of the rim. That's the easiest offensive board he'll get all night.
Six points, 8 boards for Jones.
He's a double-double machine, this kid.
Yep. Lofton back in the game. He's got 10. Mercer.
He is making it look easy. He got 12 points on 4-6 shooting. He knocked down a couple threes.
Bounce pass, Benson inside the arc. Flat, hits the rim. Braun's over at the scorer's table. Harris on the run, right hand, not there. Very active at the back of the board. Did Jones. It'll belong to the Lopes. Braun in for Fifi Adu.
I just can't believe how fast these Aggies are getting to the basketball. Whether it's the offensive boards, loose balls, or the defensive end. Hey, he's after that ball so quickly, all the other Lopes are sitting there, they're flat-footed.
Definitely playing at a different gear. Yeah, these champs are not going to go down quietly. They've been on the top of the Western Athletic Conference for a number of years. Bakersfield was there for like a season. Braun drives. Trying to thread the needle, but he traveled. My goodness.
Yeah, switched his pivot foot. Wanted to go straight up to the basket, but got some help from the weak side defender right there. And then he tries to step through the crevice, but changes his pivot foot. Referee's right on top of that call.
Harris to his right, eyed by Benson. Bounce pass. Keon Jones. Over to Locke. Away from the ball.
Just a 15 foul on the Lopes. Sometimes that's not a bad fault. You got Jones trying to move without the basketball. They were too quick to the basketball.
In the ballgame for the Lopes, number 42, Jared Martin.
Alessandro Laver comes out of the game after committing his second personal foul. On the baseline, peeling back off is Wilkins. Wilkins looking for an Aggie teammate, finds Harris. Harris near side, spin move, gets free. Wilkins, cross court, pulls down a flying Oscar Freire, and Keon Jones makes that look easy.
Oh, that was beautiful. And a long rotation out of that post there. Finds the man on the weak side. He shows the ball. Nobody gets off the double team to get back to the paint. Leaves him a clean line lane to the basket.
Frayer wants three. Not there.
They're getting away from their game plan. They're falling behind. They're losing touch. And they're just firing away from the outside when they need to be taking the ball to the basket.
Frayer helped him out, call that travel. Lopes definitely in need of some sort of a spark here.
Actually, that's a good opportunity now for the Lopes to get into their set offense and try to get something better than they've been getting with these quick threes. The reason why they're open behind the arc right now is because they're not hitting on a consistent basis.
Braun for three. Bam! Thank you.
Well, that's just Josh Braun saying it's time for me to show up, put this team on my back. See if he can get a stop on this side of the ball to get another score on the other end.
Mario Jones leaves it for Lofton. Lofton heaves up a three. Rebound is there. The Aggies on those loose balls under the board.
That was Jones again.
Yep. Frayer can't put it all on Keontae Bernard.
They needed that. They're losing this crowd. And now with that big follow slam, everybody's coming unglued here.
Welcome back. Harris with the floater. That's not there. The rebound put back by guess who? Jonathan Wilkins this time.
Yeah, the dribble penetration is having the guys come off of their men to help out. And now all of a sudden they're giving opportunities for offensive rebound. Casey Benson's been the one player for GCU, the savvy vet, that keeps taking the ball to the basket and drawing fouls.
29-19, the score. The Aggies on top. Zach Lofton averaging close to 19 points per game. Has 12 already against the Lopes here tonight. He is one tough hombre.
Yeah, well, he's got great ball handling skills. He gets separation from the defenders, and then he's getting clean looks at the rim. He's either driving it all the way to the basket, a mid-sized game, or he's pulling up from behind the arc. He right now has just been too much for these Lopes to handle. It doesn't matter if it's Oscar Frayer or Jared Martin on him. He's taking on all comers, and he's got the Aggies off and running. He's firing both those pistols.
Aggies out-rebounding the Lopes 17-4. He is just fearless, Zach Lofton.
All right, and of course, baseball season just around the corner. I know you're anticipating an exciting season. What can we expect from the D-backs?
You're going to expect a great team, you know, for being this early in the year and to have so many guys up at Salt River Fields working out together and to just already carry over what we had from a team aspect into this year and just the texts and the phone calls and seeing Tori and things like that. I just feel like we're so far ahead of where we've been in the past at this point, so it's pretty exciting.
All right, well, we wish you the best of luck, and here is a shirt. It's a white out
Go
here.
Lopes, right? Let's go.
Right. And you've also been invited out to the baseball stadium. It's brand new. They're renovating it, so come out and see a game.
Perfect. I look forward to it.
Thank you very much. Guys, Archie Bradley, let's get back to the action.
All right,
I love Archie Bradley. I went down and checked him out in the playoffs this year against the Dodgers.
How about that triple he hit?
Oh, that was huge. That's right. I forgot about this. He actually got to the plate and knocked one up all the way up against the wall.
Trying to take everything in his own hands. Long distance off the mark, pulled down. And during the chat with Bradley, Casey Benson hit a couple of free throws. Yeah, I would like to see Taiwan Walker out here rebounding the ball. Granke's got ice water in his veins. He graded the free throw line. Ooh, Braun's getting just swarmed by Jones. Up over the top, off the glass.
And Braun, who normally does not complain to the officials, saying, I got hit on the elbow. I don't normally bank straight in shots like that.
Buchanan to his right, far side. Jones lays it inside. Wilkins trying to turn to the bucket, back out. Jamario Jones quickly down to the corner. Buchanan into Lofton off the glass. Oh! Stumped and stoned by Keontae Vernon. Oh no! Oh! What was the call?
I think the official thought that the ball hit the backboard first, but it was actually Keontae Vernon who elevates and gets that ball on its way up to the basket. Let's take one more look at it here. I think he might have missed it.
Bounce pass, Vernon muscling underneath, off the glass.
Well, I love when a player doesn't let a bad call bother him.
Oh, looky.
I think we just got our makeup call there.
Lopes will inbound now. These two teams have come to play. The officials definitely have their hands full. Martin, bounce pass, Frayer. Away from the ball, who is it? Keon Jones?
They're getting too physical with Braun. They're holding him almost every time he's moving without the basketball, and they're just going to have an opportunity now to go to the line. But I love that one by Keontae Vernon, because he's the one that got whistled. It didn't hold his head. He got down on the other end and got the breakaway basket underneath the bucket, and then he gave a little shove to one of the Aggie players who was expecting the inbound pass, would cause the guy taking the ball out of bounds to step over the inline.
Braun at the line, Eli Chua into the game. So is Gabe Hadley for Jones.
As bad as the Lopes have played offensively, it is just a two-possession game.
Remarkable. Lopes, 3 of their last 3 from the field. Braun connects. They've been perfect from the free throw line. 6 for 6. Lofton's going to bring it up. Frayer's on him. 5.5 to go, opening half. Lofton to his right. Vernon came out temporarily. Oh, there's a turnover. Hadley unable to get it.
And you wonder if it's all caused by Frayer's three-quarter court pressure putting it on Lofton. He's so worried about Frayer, he thought his man was going to be in a spot he wasn't there, delivered the pass to nobody.
4-point lead. 10 at 1 point. Frayer turns to the bucket. Lofton on him. Bounce pass.
John Braun is going to live at the free throw line. These Aggie defenders have not adjusted their play to the official's whistle.
Buchanan called. Coach Jan's giving the official an earful. Marley wants Benson and Martin to come over for a chat while Braun attempts a free throw.
Yeah, hey, Coach Jans, he's not giving him 1 earful, he's giving him 2 earfuls.
A lot of loft on that one. All picked off by Vernon out of bounds. Lofton's going to inbound. Definitely moved it up a gear to the Lopes because they had to. Aggies, they put it in 5th from the opening tip.
Yes, they have. It's been the Lofton and Jones show. Jones has already got his season average on rebounds with 11. We still got 5 minutes to go in the first half.
Chua lost the handle. Martin got a hand on it. The one official deferring to the other one, and that's why the crowd responds. Possession towards the Aggies.
Yeah, I like when the officials get together to make the call right, though. You can see that was the right call. Jared Martin with those long arms knocked it out of bounds.
Inbounds coming in as Jamario Jones left it underneath. Dishes. Oh, beautiful ball movement. Eli Chua with the bucket.
Yeah, but you can't let the ball get that close to your basket on an out-of-bounds play. The Lopes, well, that's what they want to do when they have baseline out-of-bounds plays. They should be ready for that.
Lopes 3 of their last 3 from the field. Trying to go toe-to-toe. Vernon just inside the arc. And he hits nothing but net.
Wow, that's really nice. They've gone to a box and 1. They're putting 1 guy on Josh Braun and 4 guys are trying to guard the perimeter.
Buchanan dishes off to Chua. Chua trying to back in on Vernon. Moves left. Oh, that's a travel. Eli Chua.
Keontae Vernon is fired up. They have tried to go at him a couple different times with a couple different players, and he has met the challenge several times now. Look at him slide his feet, that wide base play without his hands, using his body and his chest, forces the travel.
4-point lead by New Mexico State. Turnovers. 9 for the Aggies, just 2 for the Lopes. Inside, Martin off the glass, wide open lane.
Beautiful dish inside that defense. We talked about the 4 perimeter players. Got somebody to cut inside that. Sliced them open.
Oh, Buchanan slipped up a little bit. Falling on top was Benson.
Oh, Benson went down hard on his side. We already talked about he's playing with one arm and one leg. Can't afford to get a hip ding.
Maybe 5 of their last 5 from the field. GCU has narrowed the Aggies' lead to just 2. 33-31, 3:45 to go. We'll step aside and be back with more from GCU Arena after we take this timeout.
Full house right now, 33-31, New Mexico State on top, but when it comes to defending their opponents, GCU leading the way, only holding opponents to 61 points. That is 8th in the country coming into today, but right behind them in the WAC is New Mexico State. They are allowing opponents to just over 64 points, or keeping opponents rather to just 64 points a game, averaging that, and that average falls to 30th in the country. So guys, both of these teams excel in defense, but tonight having some flashes of brilliancy on offense as well.
No doubt about that. This Jan's his first experience here at GCU Arena, the first-year head coach of the Aggies. Inbound by Buchanan, 21 on the shot clock. Mario Jones. GCU's bench outscoring the Aggies 7-4. Points off turnovers. The Lopes have that edge 12-2. Lofton driving, swarmed by a sea of white. Just back out. 6 on the shot clock. Buchanan trying to find something. 4-3. He's going to have to drive, stopping and popping. Not there. Rebound is pulled down by Frayer. Oh, they called travel. Oh my goodness gracious.
I cannot believe with some of the calls that they've got on the offense and the other side, and that's Lofton coming up underneath the back there of Frayer and knocking him to the ground and getting the benefit of the call. Shocker.
This is a preeminent programs in this conference. Air ball.
Lofton tried something kind of tricky off his back foot, maybe a bit of a heat check. Step back, jump shot from about 15 feet. Problem was, he shot at 13 feet.
Benson crosses center court. We're approaching the 3-minute mark. Braun inside. Bounce pass back out. Takes the feed. The 3-point attempt. Pulled back down. Benson moves to his right. He's beyond the arc. Braun 2. He wants 3. Oh, it's too heavy. Pulled down by Hadley.
Yeah, they put a smaller player, Buchanan, on Braun, trying to deny him the ball. Did a decent job inside when he hasn't picked up the fouls. Braun moved to the outside that time, trying to get the Lopes the lead.
Chua leaves it for Buchanan. Bounce pass. Nice feed underneath for Chua. Hoop and a harm. Vernon's going to be called.
I'm really impressed with this Aggies interior defensive passing. And they are on the mark more times than not. Look at this one more time. Beautiful pass to the post. They get the weak side big, moving to the basket. Nobody rotates over in time to help out.
Non-stop motors. Chua at the line, 65% free throw shooter coming into the game. Averaging 8.9 points per game, misses. Vernon. Martin, Benson, Frayer, and Braun. 4-point lead. Under 2.5 to go, opening half. Vernon quickly to Braun. Reached in. Who'd they get?
They got Buchanan down there, number 1. He picked up a couple of fouls now. That's going to be his second trying to battle underneath with Josh Braun. Josh Braun too big, too strong for Buchanan. I think Coach Jans will rethink that matchup in the second half.
Matt Jackson makes his way to the scorer's table. 2:21 on the clock. Josh has missed the last 2 free throw attempts. Now 6 of 8. Vernon out. Matt Jackson in. McCants in for the Aggies. Hadley out. Lead is 3. 2:20 and counting. Lofton leaves for Buchanan. McCants looks inside, goes to his right. Chua, bounce pass into Lofton. Lofton trying to work on Frayer. Right hand, drops.
But he got a little bit of a head and shoulder flick. Frayer wants to block his shot so badly, he's anticipating a shot getting off his feet too soon. He stays down and waits for Lofton to go up. He's easily got the leapers to go and block a shot after he's left his hand.
16 points for Lofton. Big three-pointer there.
Casey Benson, we talked about him needing 12 to 15 points tonight, but he knocked down his second outside J of the game.
Charge on Zach Lofton. Martin with the defense. 135 and the lead is 2.
Hey, Jared Martin's got to lead the Western Athletic Conference over the last 3 years in drawn charges. Look at this one more time. So good at anticipating where the offensive player is going to try to drive to, beating them to that spot, staying wide, and taking the blow.
Bounce pass, Ron turns to the bucket, trying to move on Hadley. Stop, muscling his way. Got a little bit on that ball, and the Aggies come up with it.
Yeah, getting away with elbow blows on Josh Brock.
Hadley, Buchanan inside. Chua back out. McCants to Buchanan. Quick ball moving. Hadley, bounce pass down in the post. Chua swarmed there. Turnover.
They're making Chua have the pass out of the double team.
Braun, back over. Jackson, jumper and good. This game is tied.
Well, you got to give the Lopes a lot of credit. They were getting beat by double figures. And oh my goodness, Coach Jan's going to take a timeout with 50 seconds to go in the half. He doesn't want this place to get completely, the roof to come off of it.
Wow, Jans and Chua. Interesting interaction there as Chua came off the floor.
Take a look at the D. You don't always double team a defender because he's beating you on the post. You double team him because you want to force him into turnovers. And then you take that ball quickly to the other end. You make the extra pass. You find a wide open Matt Jackson on the baseline and he knocks it down. Lopes getting a really nice bump off of their bench right now. So often you see Martin, Carr, and Jackson here, and about the last 6 to 8 games have really come in and changed the complexion of the basketball game, doing it with the D off the bench.
9 points from the GCU bench. Jackson connects first 2 points of the game. The Lopes with 4 steals, the Aggies with none.
Well, that's what they're very good at, turning their opponents over, because they're going to need those steals the way they're getting beat up on the boards right now. However, the other side of that is that, hey, if we're shooting free throws at one end and making them, we don't have a chance for offensive rebounds. If we're getting steals on the defensive end, we don't have a chance for defensive rebounds. So maybe that's why there's a big difference in the rebounding totals here in this first half.
Under a minute to go, opening half. Just as it was advertised, the Aggies came out and knocked the Lopes in the mouth, but the Lopes have rallied to come back to tie the game. Loose ball picked up by Frayer.
Give me that candy.
Oh my, another turnover. That's 11 for the Aggies, just 3 for the Lopes. 22 and counting.
Lopes have an opportunity to play for the final shot of the half here. Coach Marley drawing up and directing the action.
Benson, 9 on the shot clock. Frayer wants 3. Oh, it's not there.
Might have shot it a bit too soon.
5, look out. Jones heaves it up, off the mark, underneath the bucket. At the buzzer, not there. No bucket. Oh my goodness. 37-37 is the score.
See what that red light comes on? Couldn't quite see the red light, but you can see the double zeros. Yeah, ball in his hand, red light is on. We're knocking up. Red 37.
Let's send it over to Kate.
All right, thank you guys. I am here with Coach, and a lot has happened happened already in that first half. But let's start with the good. Down the stretch in that later in the half, you guys really turning things up and only committed 3 turnovers and then 14 to 2 points off turnovers. How pleased are you with that stat?
Yeah, we're doing a good job creating turnovers, but we're doing a bad job of penetration, and we knew Lofton was able to get off, so we got to get up, make them drive, get help, and then we got to do a better job on the boards. I mean, that's their strength. They're a great rebounding team. But we started slow, but we battled back. We just got to keep working.
Yeah, with the team, with the Aggies shooting nearly 60% and your team's bread and butter, that defense, what do you want to see physically from the team in the second half?
Well, we just got to do a better job of knowing who we're guarding. I mean, Lofton, like I said, he's a guy who can get hot. He got hot early. We got to make him put it on the floor. And then once again, they're getting second and third attempts. It's hard to play good defense if you give them 2 or 3 times.
All right, thank you very much, Coach. We look forward to talking to him after hopefully a victory for the Lopes as they go for it and try to turn up the heat on defense, trying to own those boards in the second half, guys.
This game is tied at 37. The Aggies led at one time by 13 before the GCU battled back. Red Panda here at halftime. Kate will be back with the commissioner of the Western Athletic Conference, Jeff Hurd. So leave it right there on your view.
Welcome back. We're all knotted up here at the break. 37-all in Grand Canyon's home WAC opener against Aggie. The Aggies has become their new rival when it comes to conference action. 37-all, and as predicted, Dan Marley said it was going to be tough to shut Lofton down, and he has had his way in the first half with 16 points. He's 6-9 field goals, but the big story here is rebounding, and New Mexico State coming on top of that. Jones leading the way with 13 boards, 6 points, 22-8 advantage for New Mexico State on the boards. Dan Marley telling me his team really has to step it up and own the boards in the second half. That's the message to his team at this break. Meanwhile, advantage GCU when it comes to turnovers, 12-3 there. The mayor, Josh Braun, leading the way with 11 points for the Lopes. Keontae with 8. It's some very flashy plays out there. Casey Betson, 7 points to his name. Now, Dan Marley, he was worked up at the break, guys. He was sweaty. He was really into it. We know he brings intensity to his game, but with a 37 tie score at the break, when you saw Lopes turn it up down the stretch of that first half, I imagine he was happy and wants to see him just carry off that momentum here in the second half.
No doubt about it. Josh Braun, you mentioned 11 points in that opening half, over 1,500 in his career. Bayard Forest, 21.95, long way to go.
Whew. That's a lot of points.
Wow.
21.95.
Light it up. Inbound to open the second half right in front of our broadcast position. City and Deer takes the ball. We are underway. Lopes fans will remain on their feet as they do in the opening half until the Lopes hit their opening bucket. And Deer to his left. Jamario Jones hands it off for Lofton. Lofton has 16. Back out to Harris. Harris goes around Burnt. Oh, look at the fortuitous bounce. Rebound, and once again, it's the Aggies. Jones, Lofton pulls down. Drains it.
Offensive rebound.
Yep.
Made it focal point at halftime and tell him to get on the glass. They almost got the turnover, like you said. Lucky bounce to the outside guy, but you got to corral that long shot. You can produce a long rebound, get up there and go get it.
Braun puts the shoulder down, hands it off. That ball short, nobody home for a rebound. Benson short.
How does the ball always end up in Jones's hands?
Harris off the glass, doesn't go, put back, not there, loose ball. Benson trying to get after it. It'll belong to the Aggies.
There's Jones on the glass, keeping it alive one more time. He's got 14 boards in this game, and he's making it look easy. Put a body on 10.
Laver called upon in the rebounding area. He's got the goose egg right now. He's got 2 points in the game. Jones surveying, hands it off to Lofton. Frayer comes out on him. Back out, Harris pulls back beyond the arc. Now driving on Benson, goes left hand, doesn't go. Aggie's got a hand on it, did Jones. Surprise, surprise, it didn't go in.
You gotta stop leaving Jones to try to go over and block somebody's shot. Pray they miss and just keep Jones off the glass.
Mario Jones grabbed that left shoulder temporarily. Vernon, it doesn't go. A fortuitous bounce out of bounds. It'll belong to the Lopes.
I think it was a fortuitous call that time, but give Laver some credit underneath here, working hard, trying to keep that ball alive.
Good ball out of the Aggies. Laver leaves it for Braun. Beyond the arc. Laver leaves for Benson. Benson, Laver looks to drive baseline. Fade away. In. There's Alessandro.
Oh, he's showing the total package tonight right now. Put him in hard, stride to the basket, and snap it and park, throw it in reverse, knock down, jump shot.
Back out in Deere beyond the arc. Not there. Harris was calling for the three, and it doesn't go. Tied at 39. Benson Frayer. Frayer to his right. Benson bounce pass inside the Vernon. Vernon looking to move on to Mario Jones. Right hand, not there. Short Vernon able to pick it up. Goes left hand in and off the glass. Vernon's right shoulder. He is in pain.
Oh, no. They can't afford to lose him. He's one of their top rebounders.
He is grimacing. First lead for the Lopes, 41-39, and Keontae Vernon is in a great deal of pain holding that right shoulder.
Yeah, he had a game earlier in the year when he had to leave because of he got banged on that shoulder. Hopefully he'll be able to bounce back quickly.
Lopes with their first lead inside. Does it last long? Not there. Foul committed as Jonathan Wilkins was driving.
I like the way this team is coached. They are coached. If you give the basketball up, you make a strong, quick cut, either to the ball or to the basket. He just gave the ball up to Lofton, and Lofton's an unselfish player. He had it going on automatic in the first half, and now he finds his big rolling down the bucket. Wilkins with some good hands, almost got the three-point play to go.
Wilkins at the line, 57% free throw shooter coming into the game.
I'll tell you, he's a 57% shooter, and then you got all the student body they have. They got the big heads, they got a fidget spinner they're spinning around. They even got the flying tomato.
They got
the X-Game champ underneath the basket.
That'll be a distraction. Wilkins connects.
I think that's actual size.
Oh my. No argument from me. Guy Fieri's up there as well.
He's been getting it from some of the NBA coaches here recently.
Laver, bounce pass, Braun. Muscles his way and puts it home.
You nailed it, Barry. He absolutely beasted him down low using that strength in those wide shoulders.
I think that's how he excels. Oh, Lofton was driving, and Laver's going to be called. Goodness.
Well, Laver's not straight up and down. He's like 6 o'clock and 12 o'clock. He's straight up and down. Lofton jumps into Laver's right there. When you jump into a guy's chest, of course his arms are going to drop a little bit. Mitchell's got to be a little bit more savvy than that.
Lofton connects. Been perfect from the free throw line.
Yeah, when you go for 30 and you're averaging almost 20 points a game, officials know that. They know you're a scorer as well. They're going to give you some whistles.
That's money.
What's he got tonight? This kid's on fire. He already got 20 in the game tonight.
Another stellar athlete from the state of Minnesota. Love to throw those references in wherever I can.
You do like that. Great state of Minnesota.
Yeah.
We got a little off-ball action here. Clearing out. Somebody down there on the baseline here. Look at it one more time down here. Is it Josh Braun down here banging down low with, is that Buchanan? No, it wasn't Buchanan. That was Nadir. It looked like Nadir got the worst of it. He had a Josh Braun bow to the side of the head and got whistled for the foul. That's no fun.
Third on Nadir. Martin for three. Rebound pulled down by Jamario Jones. Keon Jones. Near side, looks for three. Heavy.
This has got to stop. Oh, lost it.
Goodness.
Wilkins lost the basketball. He clearly had the rebound, but he took his eye off it for a split second as he was going to try to find a smaller player to get the ball to, and just had it slip out of his hands into the front row.
Lopes lead by 1. Martin near side takes it from Benson. Frayer drives. Oh, picked off by Lofton. That kid can do, oh my goodness, that corner is like the Bermuda Triangle for the Aggies.
Well,
the last 2 times they were down there.
Frayer hustling back after the block dunk, getting back there playing defense, forced a turnover. How many times have the Lopes turned over the Aggies tonight?
Labor hopping his way in. Hoop and a harm. That was close.
That's that Euro step they talk about. That you see a lot of these international players coming from and doing the close. Hippity and a hippity hop, and he got the ball in the basket. I'm over here shuffling my forearms like I got gators on my arms or something. I thought he had trouble, but that was a nice, clean move by the young big. Picking that ball up while you're taking that first step. Officials don't count it. Continue to the basket, take the blow, concentrate and finish.
Yeah, we had like one day of winter there with that rain. And then it was spring again. Beautiful state snow up in Flagstaff. You can go skiing and come on back down and head poolside if you want, down in the valley. 3-point Lopes lead. Second half, 4 of 8 from the field. New Mexico State 1 of 6. Labor.
Well, what the Lopes do so well is close the half and take the momentum to the locker room. Oh, they kind of got a slow first minute start. They have really picked it up and they've increased their energy and taken this lead. Get another turnover.
Oh, another turnover. Frayer, be careful. Gave it up to Martin. Benson. 14 turnovers. 15 now for New Mexico State, just 4 for the Lopes. Martin, Braun. Braun to his right. Laver's going to be called. Got that knee up.
We're going to take a look at this one more time here. Trying to set that screen there, a double high pick. I thought Laver was set with a white wide base. A little surprised by that call. Some of the other physical play we've seen gone on tonight as we've gone on.
Let these teams play. I don't care what team that was on. Lofton. Wilkins, 3 attempts, in and out. But Lofton's back there. And there's just no doubt about it. The Lopes have got to be on the ball. Lofton just came in there from the back door and just flew by people to pick up that ball.
You know, and this is Oscar Frayer, who is probably their best defender. He just doesn't hold his box out there at the free throw line. Lofton's constant energy. Jones is constant energy. You got to hold them all the way off until you or one of your teammates has secured the rock.
Jackson in for Labor. Points for Zach Lofton. 5 of 5 now, 6 of 6 from the charity stripe.
You talked to Coach Marlin. He was worried about Lofton going for 30 tonight. At this rate, he might go for 35.
There's just no let up. Benson takes it from Matt Jackson.
Stole a page right out of the Aggie playbook. A little give and go.
They're going to need Jackson to step up like that. Jamario Jones. Timeout.
Yeah, officials called the timeout there. I think they got an injured player. Is that Jamario Jones?
Yeah.
The big rebounder with 15 boards, 6 points, limping to the sidelines. Look at this one more time, the give and go. Benson just uses Jackson as a turnstile. rubs the defender right off him. Next thing you know, the defender's looking at the back of Benson's jersey.
He's cramping up. That right leg is being worked on right now. Mario Jones will cramp. Oh, look at how far away Zach Lofton. He could hit it from the parking garage.
Yeah, he certainly did. He wasn't that far away from the GCU bench when he rose up and shot that one.
25 for Lofton. Martin driving, floater flat. Aggies ball. Down by 1 are the Aggies. 13:42 to go.
Boy, I can see Jamario Jones over there screaming in pain. He can't even sit down. He can't stand up. His hammies are locked.
Oh, that is a painful feeling.
Look at Matt Jackson sliding those biscuits, taking that charge.
Harris is third.
I got a clear view. But there you go. You can see how much pain that young man is. He can't not get his muscles to stop contracting. Doesn't matter if he's standing, sitting, he can't bend his knees. I've been there before. That's dehydration.
Freyer off the glass and in. Oscar Freyer over Lofton.
They're getting opportunities now. The Lopes are driving the ball into the paint.
Freyer's first bucket of the night. That was a shocker to see.
He's doing on the defensive end, though. At least trying to slow down Lofton.
Harris to his right. Working on Martin. Little off balance. Chua hands it back over. 7 on the shot clock. Harris got to move. Jackson's there. Great D by Jared Martin. Benson on the run. Benson down in the corner. Freyer wants 3. Loose ball. Picked up by the Aggies on the floor. Martin's going to be called.
That's what it takes in a rivalry game. Can't be afraid to go down and skin your knee or take one on the elbow. Yeah, it's a foul, no doubt about it. And it's the 5th GCU team foul. And there's still 12 minutes and 39 seconds to go in the half. But you gotta love the hustle. Coach Marley, he's coaching up his troops. I love watching this matchup right now between Lofton and Freyer on this possession.
Harris the end around, back out. Buchanan quickly, Chua to Harris. Harris to his right. Ooh, almost got picked off by Freyer. Lofton up over Freyer, short, air ball, out of bounds.
Coach Jans can't believe it. He said, my guy doesn't shoot air balls. It had to have been deflected. Look at this one more time. I could see these guys at the other end. They were locked up like Freyer wanted to get a stop, and you can see just a nice challenge. Maybe got a piece of the wrist on the follow-through, but certainly didn't touch the ball.
Shot Carr in the game. Feeds it to Freyer. Freyer turns to the bucket beyond the arc. Over to Jackson. Jackson, dribble handoff. Martin for 3. Short.
Where is my guy, Josh Braun? Some of these wide open looks, I'd like to see him back in his basketball game and get a couple of these shots.
Adu's going to get an opportunity. Oh, my, Harris connects. Tied up at 50.
This seems like this could be one of those games that comes down to the final minute. Maybe the last team with the basketball will have the advantage.
Sure, my heart could take it. Jackson, short. Nobody home for the rebound. Lofton flies by Freyer. Jackson's on him, pulls back. Not there. Rebound. Martin. Hey, he's missing Jamario Jones in the rebounding area now. Out. Oh, severe cramping. Keontae Vernon is going to make an appearance back. That's a good sign after he went down in a great deal of pain with that right shoulder. Braun's at the scorer's table as well. 8-7 on the shot clock. Shaq Carr moves to his left. Looks for an opening. Slices. Floater off. Shaq took a shot. Up. Lofton to Chua. Chua left hand. The foul on Martin. No bucket.
This action is fast and furious.
10:51 on the clock. We are knotted at 50 in Phoenix. Between the Lopes and the Aggies.
under 11 minutes to go. We're still tied up in the Lopes WAC home opener against the Aggies. But looking forward to their schedule and what lies ahead. On Saturday, they stay put right here at GCU Arena going up against UTRGV, and then they hit the road at Chicago State on the 18th and UMKC on the 20th before returning home to face William Jessup here on the 23rd. You can catch the action on Cox Channel 4, your view. Before they head back out for the month of January on the 27th, it's at Utah Valley. And then February, a lot of home games so you can catch the action here at GCU Arena and right here on Channel 4, starting with UMKC on February 1st.
Tied at 50. Chua misses the front end. Lopes with 19 points off of turnovers. Aggie's back up by 1.
Let's go, King!
Braun back in, Vernon back in. Fifi Adu checks into the game. Benson takes it from Carr. Braun eyed by Lofton, moves to his right. Stop it, back out, Benson quickly to Carr. Carr in the corner to Fifi Adu. 10 on the shot clock. 6, 5, Fifi wants 3. In and out, rebound, pulled down by Chua.
Great job defensively by the Aggies. They got the stop they needed. Nothing penetrated inside below the free throw line for the Lopes on that possession.
Bounce back. Oh my goodness, how did they get that ball? McCants. Foul committed.
That's why you need Keontae Vernon on the floor. On that glass, down there battling with a couple Aggies underneath. Great interior pass. Adu actually had the ball, and he knocked it back underneath to the Aggie who couldn't get it to go down. Keontae Vernon down there patrolling the paint.
Carr brings it up, moves to his left around Buchanan, driving on Chua, loses the handle. Buchanan drives, back out, there's a charge.
Oh, these Lopes, I'll tell you what, they have done the job defensively tonight, especially here in the second half. They're holding the 3 of 13 shooting from the floor, under 25%, and now they just forced the Aggies into their 17th turnover. We still got 9 minutes and 51 seconds to go in this game, and I count 13 of those turnovers as being forced by the Lopes.
Lopes need a bucket. They're 0 for their last 5 from the field, a span of about 3.5 minutes. Lead is just 1. Carr. Back to Vernon. Vernon turning, twisting, left hand, too heavy. They do. Couldn't even find his way close. McCants put up a stone wall in front of the bucket.
I think Vernon had an easier shot with the right hand, maybe because of that right shoulder bothering him. He went into a tougher shot with the lefty hook spin move.
Buchanan driving baseline, back out, underneath. Oh, the slam not there.
A lot of banging bodies underneath. The dude went up high with those long arms. It was that.
Endear
went up and tried to emphatically finish that with the lefty slam. Check out this one more time. He moves from the outside. He sees his young player going along the baseline. He cuts down the middle of that lane there. Tried with the left hand to challenge Adu up on the 10th floor.
78% free throw shooter. City Endear misses the front end. Native of France. Redshirt junior. Averaging just over 9 points per game. Back drops. Aggies up by 2. Carr, near side. Comes back out. Bounce pass. Benson inside. Vernon was all along, and he couldn't put it home.
He tried to put it home in one motion while he was slicing to the basket, jumping into the air, received the pass. I'd been better off coming down, right? Gathered and gone back up with strength.
City Endear wanted that slam again, not there, but the put back off the glass.
They're just so quick on that offensive end. whether they're slicing to the basket or they're going to the boards, just faster than the Lopes.
36-16 rebounding margin. Fifi driving. Kicks out. Benson for three. That's short. They have gone stone cold. McCants off the glass and in.
Oh, he went down hard, but boy, what a spectacular finish.
McCants in pain. Grabbing that left hip.
Casey Benson now pulling out his toe on the GCU bench like he could be cramping up.
Cants banged up. DeMario Jones was cramping up. Looks like he's making his way back to the locker room or back further down into that tunnel area for Jones. And Casey in the Lopes tunnel getting that right calf worked on. 8:05 on the clock.
These kids don't hydrate enough. I understand that this is a vitally game and spending a lot of energy, maybe doing a little more sweating than you generally do in this hot box tonight. You got to make sure you're hydrating prior to the game the night before.
Freyer. Fifi looks for three. Too heavy. Loose ball picked up by the Aggies. Oh, for their last 8 are the Lopes from the field. Span of over 5.5 minutes.
Turning on that glass, pulled down his 8th rebound of the game.
That connects for Freyer.
Lopes needed that bucket there. They've been working hard on the offensive end, had some good looks. Just haven't been able to get anything to go until that big 3 by Freyer.
Keontae Vernon called for the foul. The Lopes down by 3, 56-53. They have hit for 1 of their last 10 from the field. The Lopes and Oscar Freyer connects with that much-needed 3, but defensively, it is far and away the Aggies' ball game here tonight. Rebounding that
Rebounding the ball, they've been fantastic. But give the Lopes credit too. They've been forcing some turnovers as well by sliding their feet and taking charges, getting in there, being aggressive, slapping at that ball, getting deflections. Those are the only ways the Lopes have been able to score consistently is by getting turnovers and getting it down to the other end and getting points off of those turnovers. They got 19 of their points off of these 17 Aggie turnovers. But they got to get on the glass. They got to get on the glass. They're getting crushed on the floor.
Love to see Oscar Freyer with a put-back dunk like that, as they have gone a bit chilly here. As of late, the Aggies back up by 3. Freyer with 5 in the game tonight.
That was an incredible follow jam. It's almost like he doesn't come up from the ground. It's almost like he comes down from the rafters. He's up so high on some of those plays. And I think Chippy Nichols is the player that Keontae Vernon felt sorry for on the Illinois team. He got the worst of it.
15 and counting. 5-point lead for New Mexico State. Freyer driving. Oh, he wanted to put it home.
He wanted to slam that thing. He took off about 4 feet from outside the paint. Didn't quite have the elevation to get all the way to the rack on that one.
Lofton driving, left hand not there. Vernon. Lopes getting some hands in there. Yeah, between Freyer and City and Deer, they haven't been able to make those statement dunks. Laver open for 3. Does he put it in? No. Heavy rebound is up and Vernon grabs it. Nice to see that. He's in pain, though.
Yeah, he got a rebound. You suck it up for these rivalry games, but controlling the defense and the offensive glass the last 2 possessions.
Floater and good for Laver.
That's one thing I love about these 2 freshmen, Blumbergs and Lavers. They miss a shot. They're not worried. Coach Marley has given them the confidence to shoot it again.
Lopes down by 3. Lofton. Driving, baseline. Stoned by Vernon. Freyer picks it up. Adu. Over to Vernon. Vernon looks for the bucket. Oh, it rings out. Ten points, 10 rebounds for Keontae Vernon, his 13th double-double of his career. Playing with a sore right shoulder. Harris. Inside, Chua moves left-handed in. Nice move around the corner.
Oh, really good spin move with playing with his back to the basket. Chua doing a nice job. Got 7 points to go along with 3 boards, and he's doing the job defensively. Coach Marley wants a TO.
Has a word for Fifi Adu. Vernon laborious up the floor. He is in some significant difficulty coming up the floor. Number of players ramping up a little bit. A lot of folks making their way here. We've heard from Archie Bradley, and Tom Chambers, and Ann Myers Drysdale. How about John McLaughlin?
Oh, yeah. Milwaukee Bucks legend makes his home here in the Valley in the wintertime, sneaking down out of that cold Milwaukee weather. Look at him there, because the Hoosiers.
First row
forward, right in the middle there.
Right next to one of the Van Arsdales, the two brothers, 30 and 25. Other folks are here. Oh, speaking of the Van Arsdales, our cameras do not miss a thing.
Yeah, Sons legends.
Robert Indiana, Hoosier teammates. Fantastic.
I love it. Hey, this is the hottest ticket in town. No wonder all these Sons, former Sons, coming down here and checking out Dan Marley and the Lopes in action tonight. Boy, how the Lopes are putting on a show tonight. Tom Chambers, Archie Bradley coming out here anywhere. Of course, the godfather himself, Jerry Colangelo's in the house. He wouldn't miss this one.
Banner flies high at the University of Illinois. In the rafters.
Jerry Colangelo. He's got to be so proud of the legacy he's built with Phoenix sports. I call him the Godfather. He's the Godfather of Phoenix sports. You got to be, right? Yep. Brought the Suns to the Valley. Brought the Diamondbacks to the Valley.
Don't bring harmony to the Valley.
This atmosphere here on GCU, along with Brian Mueller, former Coach Mueller, right?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, he's doing it all. Look at that. Is that the Hall of Fame ring? Jerry Colangelo?
I don't know. It could be an Olympic ring, Hall of Fame ring, I would think. Yeah. Beyond the arc in that second half, my goodness, just 1 of 10 of the Lopes. They're down by 5. Fifi backing in. Ooh, pushed out by Harris.
In the ballgame for the Aggies, number 35, Johnny McCants.
Mario Jones tried to get back into the game. He's definitely limping after that cramp. McCants checks back in. Jans takes Jamario out.
Yeah, he's having a tough time bending his knees.
Yep.
He's walking very straight-legged.
Josh with just 2 points here in the second half, looking to contribute. Jackson hands it off to Fifi Adu. 2 on the shot clock. Got to get it off. Jackson does at the buzzer.
Just not able to consistently to get the long ball to fall in the second half. Give the Aggies credit. They are smothering the inside, making the Lopes try to bang away from the exterior.
Jared Martin gets up off the bench, makes his way over to the scorer's table. 4.5 approaching. Loose ball on the floor. Possession arrow Lopes.
That's what I love to see. When that ball's loose on the floor, don't start reaching with it with your arms. Go ahead and get your body down on the floor after it. That Jared Martin's back in this thing. Casey Benson coming back in here. Whatever was bothering him, they worked it out on the sidelines. And really look for Jared Martin to do something spectacular like he did in that first half, creating some sort of a turnover or an extra pass to get one of his teammates off here in the final 5 minutes.
Benson to Braun. Braun loses the handle. Lofton might have got a hand on it.
Unlucky there. Looked like it just slipped right out of Braun's hand when he was going up with that quick pump fake.
Lofton over to Endear. Endear back out front. McCants to his right, near side. Harris. Martin came over, got a bit of a hand on it. Back over. Chua to his left. Endear. Chua turns, looks for three. Off the rim, rebound, Aggies.
Oh no!
Good grief.
Played great defense for 30 seconds and couldn't get the board.
43-28 out. Rebounding are the Aggies over the Lopes. Lofton down low, baseline, kicks back out. Chua driving into the paint, bounce pass off of a leg. It'll go all the way down the court. Along to the Aggies with 6 on the shot clock.
Yeah, they're going to have to hustle. They got to go. Well, timeout.
3:22 on the clock. Timeout on the floor. The Lopes trying to battle back. They trail by 5. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Welcome back. We got a 5-point gain here with just over 3 minutes to go. But for the women's side of things, the Lopes fell short tonight at New Mexico State, snapping their 5-game winning streak as they fall to the Aggies 64-60. Bree Mobley leading the way for the Lopes with 22 points to her name. Meanwhile, late in the first half, UTRGV, who are the Lopes' next opponent, they are leading up at Bakersfield right now, 30-25. UMKC trailing Utah Valley right now, 85-51 with 4 minutes to go in the game. And Chicago State and Seattle University is a 1-point game right now with just over 3 minutes to go in the first half. Here's the beard, guys.
That must be the beard section there. Archie Bradley partaking in the t-shirt toss. Both teams a bit cold here in the second half, shooting 29% for the Aggies, 31% for the Lopes. Both in a bit of a drought. It's been over 3 minutes for the Lopes, over 2 for the Aggies. They get it in off the glass.
That can't happen. You got 6 seconds to shoot. You can't let a guy dribble from 90 feet all the way to your bucket.
Pretty much tells the story here.
Remember that one.
Yep. Speed. They're not going to go away quietly. They've been atop this conference year in and year out.
How many times have the Lopes gotten good looks at the basket only to see the ball slip off the rim here in the second half?
Lofton to his left. Inside, Chua muscles his way and puts it in.
Back-to-back buckets right there at the front of the rim. Down 9 here with 2:30 to play. Got to get a good look.
Ron wants 3, got a hand on it. $18 points this half for GCU. Vernon's going to make his way to the scorer's table and gut it out. Harris drives. Not there. McCants. Boy, that's another story right there. Just out-muscling and out-working.
Yeah, Jared Martin's at a disadvantage with height, but McCants more or less caught that ball flat-footed and just out-muscled the ball right out of Martin's hands.
Laver doesn't go.
Down 11 right now, and they're floundering around. I don't know, with 1:30 to play, down 11. You got to either put some pressure on or start playing the foul game here. You run out of the clock.
Boy, they out-rebound their opponents, coming in 7.7 rebounds, but the Aggies have definitely moved that number up. Harris. Swarm of white for McCants. He's still got another opportunity.
Got to hustle. Got to look for 3 here. Wasting so much time on defense, you got to get up a 3.
Off hit the mark, and this game is all but decided. The Aggies are going to come in here and knock off the Lopes.
It just slipped away from them in the final 3.5 minutes of this basketball game. They couldn't get a stop when they were down by 5. With 6 seconds on the clock, they let back-to-back buckets happen right at the front of the rim, and then got good looks on the other end, just couldn't catch a friendly iron and had the ball slip out. Unfortunate, but you got to like the way the Lopes have battled in this basketball game for 37 minutes. Just too much rebounding out of the Aggies tonight. They made up for their lack of taking care of the basketball and their turnovers. Like you said, they did the job defensively. Just 18 points in the second half for the Lopes.
Well, here's the bar for the Lopes. This is the type of grit, determination, speed. I mean, this is where you got to try to achieve to. And again, the Aggies are not going to go away quietly.
No, they're fast. This kid Lofton is everything that he has been built to be when he came over as the player of the year in the Southwest Athletic Conference. He got 29 points on 15 shots.
Broad three doesn't go. This team knocked off Miami.
That was a nice, smart play by Josh Braun, getting the defender up in the air and getting a foul. I wonder if they're going to give him 3 or if they say he stepped over the line for 2. Either way, it will be too little, too late.
I'm going to take a quick look at the scores to table to see exactly where he was at. Here's our look.
There's one more time in the corner here, shows the ball, gets the player up, and yes, clearly both feet were behind the line as he moved into the defender who was trying to close out on the shot. It'll be 3 free throws for Josh Braun. We talked about 11 points in the first half, just 2 here in the second. Just couldn't keep the offense going. Well, needed him to go for 20 tonight.
No.
Now, I don't know if he had to go for 29 like Lofton had, but they certainly needed 20 points.
Dreyer with 5, Benson with 9, Labor with 9.
I'm sure the Lopes will be disappointed that they didn't protect their home floor, but it's still early in WAC play. They'll need a little help, and they'll need to go down and steal one on the Aggies' home court. But the most important thing is to put themselves in a good position to play good basketball when the WAC conference tournament comes. Because if you want to go to the big dance, you're going to have to win that WAC tournament.
Braun tonight, 15 points, 4 of 9 from the field.
Now, he got a couple looks early in that first half, really got himself going, and he had 11 points. It was looking good. But he just had 9 shots on the game tonight. You're playing your rival, and you're going to be the preseason player of the year. You got to get more than 9 shots. Like Lofton, 15 shots. Yeah. Harris got 10 up. You got to be in double figures in shot attempts. And if you're going to play against Utah Valley University and some of these other top WAC teams, you got to get more offensive output from your top player.
New record crowd, 7,521 here at GCU Arena.
It sure sounded like it.
Inside, Vernon. Just doesn't go.
Yeah, they just kind of snake bit down that offensive end. Well, doesn't matter if it was Vernon or Labors. I remember Frere going down, flying in for a bucket that he couldn't get to finish. Just wasn't their night here in the second half. And you kind of felt the way they came out in the early part of this second half and grabbed that 3-point lead, that it might have been that momentum that they took to the locker room that was going to sustain them the rest of this ball game. But the Aggies said, no way, not tonight, not up in here, and put the clamps on them defensively. Hey, they had 37 points at the half. They got 57 now. I'm not math wins, but 20 points and a half is never going to win you any basketball games.
Lopes will look to rebound on Saturday against UTRGV here at the arena. Put back in by Vernon. Vernon with a double-double. 12 points. 12 rebounds. And that'll do it. 70-59. The Aggies over the Lopes.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is the ball game.
Zach Lofton with 29 points. Perfect 10 for 10 from the free throw line in 37 minutes for the Aggies. A.J. Harris chipped in 11 in 29 minutes.
And Jamario Jones was a one-man wrecking crew on the glass tonight. He has 15 rebounds, even though he was cramping up at times.
We'll be back here at GCU Arena with our post-game press conference with the head coach Dan Marley. We'll have our player of the game and our final stats. Lopes fall 70-59 to the Aggies here at GCU Arena.